get to stuff that I'm kind of sick of talking about. I debated even putting it in here, but I felt like we should offer a commentary on it. Tenoch Huerta. Is that how you pronounce his name?
I have no idea. He's the guy that plays Namor.
Yeah. He plays Namor. He's apparently meant to be a pretty big MCU figure moving forward into this next saga. So he was accused of sexual assault. It's just an accusation that was mentioned quite a while ago and has been doubled down on it. I'll get into the details in a bit, but we're just going to offer a bit of brief commentary on the MCU film industry side of things. We're not going to get into is she lying? Is she telling the truth? Is he lying? Is he telling the truth? Kind of thing. We don't play that kind of politics here. When we do make, I guess further discussions on this, it'll be when, Marvel, Disney, they've made a conclusion on his future with the MCU or his career's impacted or if, ends up going to court and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think, the Jonathan Majors one, that's another thing that's been like, there's always little details trickling out. So we're just going to wait and see what the verdict is and then kind of discuss from there. These things often have a very long tail to them. So, strap in. You just know that Marvel's, they're in the, they're just having a PR, disaster.
It's like taking a page out of Warner Brothers' book.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, apparently he was, accused of sexual assault from his ex-partner. And Huerta, he responded through his IG story saying that it was entirely consensual at all times, as countless others can attest to that. Throughout it was a loving, warm, mutually supportive relationship. He states that after it ended, Elena began to misrepresent their interactions both privately and to groups of mutual friends. So he hired a legal team a few months ago to shut down these claims. But, Elena recently, she went onto a podcast and told these claims and then doubled down on it again on Twitter. So again, we're going to focus on the MCU and film career side of it. So yeah, what do you think is going to go down here with the whole MCU thing? Namor. He's meant to be a pretty prominent figure moving forward.
He is. It's a shame as well because we've only seen him once, and he's like quite a big or quite an anticipated sort of character people have been wanting to see. And now these allegations come out and whatnot, so it sort of hinders that character and that actor as well. What I think Marvel will do is I think they're going to do exactly what they're doing with Jonathan Majors right now and just sitting and waiting. I don't think they're going to do anything drastic or whatnot, but I just think it's like I said before, they're getting into that Warner Brothers territory of controversy at the moment. And whatnot. Their quality in films is still going to stay the same, if they stick around. Those two actors, or particularly this one, because I think he was a pretty good Namor as well in the film. I think we thought he was a highlight of Wakanda Forever. But I don't think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he's been announced for any other future Marvel projects. Not
that I know of. It'd be in something like Secret Wars, no doubt.
Yeah, or maybe whenever they announce for Phase 6.
Yeah.
They probably would be announcing stuff for him in there. So we'll just have to wait and see what is in that. But it's quite hard to discuss, considering he's not really part of any future stuff. Maybe Secret Wars, but the Secret Wars, they're going to have so many characters and whatnot.
They can just throw them away.
They can just throw them away, or do a very subtle recast, or something like that. It's quite easy.
Do you think they could get away with a recast?
Or? I think they could easily get away because he's only been in one project. He was quite a significant sort of character in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah,
but with Jonathan Majors, they've this whole entire next few phases have been built around him. Yeah. He was prominent in Loki, prominent in Quantumania, and prominent in season 2 of Loki as well. So that is a bigger hurdle for Marvel to jump, but I think recasting Namor, they can just do it very easily. Don't announce any other projects with him, have him Secret Wars, but be like, oh, it's a variant, and recast another actor, or something, and bring him into this universe, and done, easy.
Yeah, easy. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle it, particularly if these things end up being true. Both for Tenoch Huerta and Jonathan Majors. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do on the Jonathan Majors part. I do believe that, this role can be recast pretty easily. I thought he was good as Namor. I didn't really care for his role in the movie at all. I didn't even really like the way they handled that civilization or that world.
The underwater world.
Yeah. Atlantis?
Antlan?
See, I don't even remember it. That's how like a little bit memorable it is. Just felt like Aquaman, really. But yeah, I don't really know what they can do, and it is a bit hard at this point in time to have any kind of judgment on what's happening here. All I can say is that Disney, Marvel, do the whole Jonathan Majors thing. Just wait this out, see what happens. Accusations are accusations. They should be treated very seriously, and that they should have a full-on investigation and determine what's happening here. But I think you need to wait for that investigation to take place, wait for further information to come through before really, kind of ending this person's career or dismissing a false claim if that's what it is. But yeah, the PR nightmare for Marvel is a really bad look right now. Do you think they should do like better vetting checks? Because once this was announced, his old tweets started surfacing, kind of like anti-feminism kind of tweets, and now people are angry about that as well. So when they bring in new people to star in these roles, should they do quite a very thorough vetting check to avoid these situations?
Yeah, probably. But then at the end of the day, it's are you casting a person or are you casting an actor who can do the role justice? Obviously, I'm not supporting either thing. I'm just asking the question, I mean, whichever actor or actress is best for the role, they should really get it, because they'll be able to do the role justice. But they definitely, as in the higher studio execs, definitely have a due care to, do a background check to make sure, it's just pretty much like applying for a job for a CV. You're the best person for the job, but hey, you might be a drug dealer or something.
Yeah, like reference checks.
Reference checks. So it's something like that. And obviously, if you're a drug dealer and you're applying for a job, the employer's not going to hire you. So same thing can be taken into this. Maybe they should. In regards to what that process is, that's probably for them and their system, but that probably should be done at least at a lower level. And then if, say, something like Kang, if they're going to plan on making him the next few phases, that's when they go more in depth with their checks and whatnot.
Check if it's all good. Yeah, I think this is just like the it's bound to happen when you have such a massive franchise. You're going to have bad apples that come through.
Yeah.
So the PR team kind of just has to be ready for it. They get the lawyers out and whatnot. They obviously can't be playing that role if the stuff is confirmed to be true, because you don't want someone who's done that and confirmed to have done that being in these roles and being in your product pretty much. We saw what they've done with Ezra.
I was about to say, I mean, they have done stuff with Ezra,
They have, but I don't think we'll see Ezra as Flash again. No Flash 2 has been written, but I just don't think they would risk it. A lot of people still want him to be accountable for his actions. So I think they handled the whole Flash situation, at least the press tour and all that kind of stuff, quite well with him. You okay?
Yeah, I was about to move my chair, but you're talking, so I was like, "Oh, just wait."
What are you doing?
There we go.
Squatting. It's like trying to pop a squat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think you messed me, made me lose my thoughts.
You're talking about how Warner Brothers handled
Ezra. Yeah. He was at the premiere today. I don't know if you've seen any videos or photos of that, but yeah, he did I saw he did one interview. But yeah, he's just there for photos and to be there to support the film. But yeah, I don't know how Marvel does this. It's going to be very interesting moving forward.
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be interesting.